Victory Road. TNA's got a pay-per-view tomorrow, Friday, Victory Road. Masha Slamovich was booked in a match by Elegance against Ash by Elegance for the TNA Knockouts Championship, but they pulled that match after, let me see if I get this correct, a friend of Masha Slamovich's former boyfriend, AKIRA, tweeted a couple of screenshots and then a Dropbox full of images of screenshots that showed not only images of AKIRA with blood and marks and whatever type of physical abuse Masha had given, but the I mean, quite frankly, like a toxic relationship that would spiral throughout a lot. Like you read them text messages, you may need to go watch like a cartoon or eat some ice cream or something afterwards. Like it's just real heavy.
She said some vile things to him.
Gaslighting, like
it was the way she spoke to him, the way she treated him. I think. I mean, again, I don't want to speak for her, but it felt like she was jealous of the things that he was doing in his career before her. Mm-hmm. I mean,
I heard it was something about a steakhouse jacket or something like that.
So,
I mean,
is that why that jacket is? It's been all over my timeline. I'm like,
Ribera jackets are infamous. Well, they're famous for pro wrestlers when they go to Japan, when they do their tours. That's like the spot where pro wrestlers go, and they got the ill satin jackets. Matter of fact, when WWE went, I want to say that Bianca and Tez they maybe went with someone else, and they all had the jackets on.
Yeah, because they gave them to them. I think they got to give it to you.
You go and you're given the jacket, and the thing was. I mean, you could argue Masha may be a better wrestler, more known wrestler than the guy she was dating. It sounded like she felt the way that he got to go before she got to go. And one day, I guess when he got back, he had the jacket on. And she got pissed because she was like, "You shouldn't be. You don't even need to be wearing that jacket around me because you know how, stuff like that."
Remember the doc with what was the OVW doc? Remember Hollywood Haley J boyfriend with the
that's right. His hair was the Netflix thing. The wrestlers
is the same. It was the same kind of like he was sitting watching her success.
I've been around a little longer, but you're doing a little better than me. Hollywood Haley
J's boyfriend was.
I forget the guy's name.
It doesn't matter. We don't need to shout yo out.
Yep. I don't remember his name. He was kind of jerky, but
we don't.
But it was a situation where he had been in the business maybe like a decade or so longer than she had, but she was popping at the time, and he was using that to kind of dig in on her because they were having a relationship, so he would always use that shit against her. Like whose fault is that you're the veteran, but you ain't able to pop like I'm popping? But it feels like that's similar to what's going on, or at least part of what's going on here now. But yeah, so
I ain't gonna lie. When I saw Masha on NXT, I wasn't impressed. But
go ahead.
And I'm not saying that because of what's happening there. I just was like, oh, okay, Masha Slamovich.
She made a name for herself on the indies. I don't know if it was just death matches, but she was one of those ones who was able. She wrestled a lot of guys and had a lot of like harder core.
Her name is badass.
Yeah, Masha Slamovich is an ill last name. I think I heard her name before I saw her. I think over the last couple of years in TNA, she's been TNA Knockouts champion, but I think some of the biggest stuff she did was teaming with Killer Kelly. They had a kind of are we gay? Are we tag members? Or do we just really like what's our obsession here type of gimmick situation going on? But she got dropped. So she got dropped from the TNA show on Friday. TNA said they're doing an investigation after all of these messages went out. She also got dropped from a Prestige Wrestling show, Roseland 12, on October 5th. She got dropped from the next the Metroplex Wrestling show on October 25th. That's Athena's wrestling organization, and West Coast Pros, How the West Was Won, which has that ill Maya World Willow Nightingale match coming up on November 1st. Masha was booked for that. We saw Masha. Did we see her in Vegas? I saw her somewhere recently. I at a wrestling show or something. She had been out, like she's been around, and
Hey.
I think it's a rep. She dropped a. She took to social media.
I ain't gonna lie, her social media response, I kind of slightly led for it because it was basically saying, "Girl, we was in a bad relationship. It is what it is.
Mhm.
I ain't saying nothing else. That's my last statement on it." But people, ain't she Russian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean,
Her-
feels
I'm
like
not- something. I'm
it.
not
Feels
100
like
percent
she
where
is.
it was given very much of.
like
I'm not
cold.
gonna sit and go back and forth with y'all.
Yes.
It is what it is.
That was
And
was
let
part of the
chips fall
text
how they
too.
may.
She would gaslight him, but then there were parts of the text where she'd be like, "All right, this is the last time you talk to. I'm not talking to you ever again. Don't respond to me, whatever the case may be." But then it would be like messages coming from the sister's account, and he was like, "If this is even your sister," because he thought that she was like, I don't know. It's a weird situation, but
It's weird.
yeah, she said we hurt each other deeply and in private moments, failed to treat each other with the consideration and respect we both deserve. I take responsibility and I am sorry, embarrassed, and ashamed. In the time since, I've sought help to reflect on this time and deal with conflict in more mature, healthier, sustainable ways. I don't the way that people are dropping her though.